welcome to Removing Our Invisibility Cloaks. This is where we discuss things with people that actually live with one of these or do a lot of work with one of these to raise awareness of invisible illnesses and disabilities. So today I am joined by Tom. So could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name's Tom Mills. I run the Messy for Mind campaign for mental health awareness, which is a challenge to show that an invisible illness exists. We've been going now since 2017 and we've had over 300 people involved and we've raised over £8,000 for the mental health charity Mind.
Now that is absolutely amazing. £8,000 can do so much. And as you mentioned before this video interview started, at the minute with lockdown, with COVID, mental health is something that really needs to be discussed because it's real and a lot of people are suffering because of lockdown and because of the world at the minute. We haven't got our normality, and Messy for Mind is so fun. You get gunged. I was one of these kids that always wanted to go on those gun shows, but unfortunately by the time I was able to, it went. But we get to do it as an adult, so who doesn't want to?
Exactly.
So you started it 3 years ago then. What made you start the Messy for Mind challenge?
Well, the inspiration I got for starting the challenge was basically I saw how popular the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was. I saw that so many people were taking part in that, and I didn't even know what ALS was until people started doing things like that. So I thought, why not something for mental health? So for example, like I saw people that were struggling and things like that, and I wanted to do something. So I came up with an idea that sort of similar to the Ice Bucket Challenge, but for example, they call mental health and depression an invisible illness. But by getting messy, you can see that the stigma is actually there. So like the slime is actually representing that the stigma exists. So it's not. So basically, you can actually see that it's basically describing the invisible illness.
That's a really good analogy. I like that because mental health is messy. Your mind is an absolute mess. So to get messy for it, I think that's a good link, as well as being fun. So you started it 3 years ago. Do you have a personal connection with mental health then?
I do indeed. I started basically, I've been struggling quite a while with my mental health, not obviously during the lockdown or anything like that, but years ago. You know, I've been to see my GP, things like that. You know, I'm on medication as well. You know, it's I've just had I've had anxiety issues, suffered with depression for quite a while now. But the reason I wanted to also start this is help myself, but also help others as well. I mean, since I've started this, the confidence I've like boosted up. You know, it's amazing how much this has grown over the last 4 years. It's just insane. And I've just the amount of people I've connected to as well with mental health issues and other issues. You know, it's just amazing to see that how big this has grown over the last 4 years.
It's amazing you are making such a difference to so many lives, because suffering with mental health, you can be quiet about it, but it's there. Like you said, it is real. And I think it's helping people come out of their shell and actually talk about their mental health issues, because it's becoming known. And you're making it fun as well, because there is a taboo around having mental health. A lot of people don't understand it. So I think it's really good that you've made it a fun factor as well, rather than a negative factor.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's like basically I've said before in a few interviews that talking about depression and mental health is quite like a daunting subject. You know, some people don't want to hear about it because it's such a depressing subject. But with what we're doing, we're sort of bringing something fun to the table, but we're also raising awareness at the same time. And that's basically what we want to continue to do. You know, it's just amazing how we've expanded. We've got 2 new team members who have joined us to help, such as do you know Stephanie?
Yeah, she's in my pageant. Yeah,
she's done some amazing work so far over the past year or so with celebrity messages, getting people involved. She's really pushed the bar. She's really doing a really good job, and I really appreciate everything that she's done so far.
It's amazing what work you have to put into these things behind the scenes. A lot of people don't understand that. So I know you've had some celebrities take part already, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had a few. Yeah.
Which is amazing to get celebrity involvement, because that takes a lot of hard work.
It does. It has been. I mean, the biggest thing I really want to try and get this on is to try and get this on like a local TV or just like a TV interview, because this is like, I've had quite a few radio interviews and a few podcasts, but when I look at it, it's sort of a visual thing. You know, this needs to be seen. It's okay talking about things like this on the radio and things like that, which is good because it also it's like a word of mouth thing, and obviously you can like look at our videos and things like that. But the visual side of this needs to be seen more than anything. But yeah, it's been crazy. We've had a few celebrities involved, which is awesome to see. But we're not really focused more on celebrity support. We really kind of want to help people that like who are struggling, you know, people who, you know, want to do something to raise awareness, something people just want to do to raise a bit of money. You know, I mean, if we get celebrities involved, that's a big bonus. You know, we're more looking out for anybody really at the end of the day. We're not really in for this for fame or anything like that. We just want to keep growing and growing and just, you know, help as much people as we can more than anything.
Yeah, it's a fun way to raise awareness. It's a fun way to raise money, and it doesn't even cost that much. So I've taken part in it myself, and the guns that you get online, I know you get a discount.
That's
right.
right.
So if anyone does want to take part, all you need to do is contact Tom, and he'll provide discount codes. And it's just get your friends involved as well. So I know that there was a group one, wasn't there, recently?
We had a big group one back in February, where we had I think it was like 6 people involved in the challenge, but we had a big group turnout. I think it was like friends and families came down, and we did like a whole day of it, which was pretty cool. Like we sort of like set like a small little it was like not much of an event, but it was sort of like to like get the message out there, which was really cool. It was really cool to work on that, you know, get to meet new people and, you know, connect with them, which is really, really cool. That was really fun. But yeah, I mean, with lockdown, it's been a bit difficult, like to do events and things like that. I mean, we were trying to. I mean, I spoke to somebody a couple of weeks ago. They wanted to get as many people involved in one challenge, but obviously with the whole group of 6 thing at the moment, it's a bit difficult. On the 10th of October, we're trying to see how many people we can get involved in one day. I have decided that I will be taking part again, as well as Stephanie as well. She will be taking part again. We want to try and see how many people we can get involved in one day, which is World Mental Health Day on the 10th of October. We had 7, I think, involved last year. We want to try and smash that this year. I think we can get more than 7 people involved doing it in one day. Some people have actually done their challenges already, and they want to basically drop their videos on the 10th, which is acceptable. That's all right. That's not a problem at all. A lot of people are going to be doing that, which is not a problem. And yeah, I mean, we just want to keep raising awareness, raising money. You know, I mean, the money is not the most important thing. I think the raising awareness is the most important thing, especially at this time with so many people struggling at the moment. I read somewhere the other day that the suicide rate's gone up, which is really upsetting to see. You know, we have to really be there for each other, and you know, it's just great to see how many people have connected with this. I mean, I've connected with so many different groups of people, such as obviously you guys, the pageant girls, wrestlers, musicians, actors. You know, it's just all walks of life, loads of people. You know, it's amazing to see that so many people really care about the cause, and so many people want to get involved.
It is amazing to get that support, and it's also one of those things that's a silent illness. Mm-hmm. So like you said, to get it out there and get the awareness, it's going to make people be able to talk about it, because a lot of people do stay hidden from the illness. They don't like to go to the doctors about it because they think it's something that they should be ashamed about, and it really isn't. So mental health, as you said, it's increasing every day. There's so many more people getting diagnosed with it, and it is really important to talk about, which is why I love your cause so much. And it affects everyone. So it affects the elderly, affects the young. There's people as young as, I think, 8 years old committing suicide, which is absolutely crazy to think a kid that young is having those thoughts. But it's because of what life is these days. It's a struggle for everyone.
Oh yeah, it is. Like, I mean, on the podcast I went on just this morning, we spoke about young at an early age. I mean, back in when I was young, we didn't really speak about mental health and things like that when I was a child. Yes, I was bullied at school and things like that, but it never came across as with like mental health or suffering with depression and things like that. But nowadays, I mean, I learned like 2 years ago, young children are suffering with mental health these days, and it's really sad to see. When we were doing events last year, I mean, kids loved it. Kids loved seeing their parents get involved and things like that, which is pretty cool to see that it's sort of something that you can like educate, your children with, that, this is a mental illness and exists and things like that. Obviously we are family friendly challenge, which we always have been. We encourage as many people to get involved as possible. But yeah, it is sad to hear that young people are committing suicide, but I do blame that half of it is some things that are put on the internet. We can't control everything, unfortunately. I mean, cyberbullying is one that's something that needs to be stopped. That's something that I've seen quite a bit in the news with young children committing suicide due to cyberbullying. It just needs to be controlled more than anything. And we've always put a safeguarding thing on what we're doing. We're always looking out for safety and things like that. We always make sure with parents' permission, things like that. If they want to get, I mean, we've had families that want to say, oh, I want to get my child involved, and they say, well, yeah, but you will have to be in the video with them. We won't upload anything if it's with just a single, because you don't know who's about, unfortunately, because there's obviously some creepy people out there. And we tend to put a strong case on that. We just want to make sure on that as well. I mean, with the children suffering, I mean, when like I was saying, I was asked the question today. I was asking about what would 14-year-old Tom say today about mental health. It's a bit difficult because obviously we didn't have these like services back then. There's like so many now that have just come about to help people. I mean, it is tough for young children these days. It's not as, I'd say, not as easy as it was back in the 90s and the early noughties, but I think just the way just the way the world is at the moment, it's just not it is kind of a scary place at the moment, but I think we just got to get on with it.
Yeah, I think it's media as well. So media, like you said, plays a big part in depression. So one, there's cyberbullying. So bullying is one of the main causes of depression. I know mine stemmed from bullying. So there's cyberbullying, there's things online. So it's advertised more basically, and you can get hold of that information. You realise, as you said, how crazy the world can be with all these crazy people, and you think, how can they mentally be like that? But it's real life. And I think you understand how dark the world can actually be because of the media.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a tough one, really. I mean, I always remember going into I went to this it was like a seminar thing back in, oh my God, that was the beginning of last year. Basically it was talk about how good you can use social media for good mental health and how it can be for bad mental health. So basically, like, the bad stuff was also like addiction, cyberbullying, things like that. And then like the good things was obviously like contacting your friends, things like that. Which was good. But I think it came out more of it that it was more sort of on the bad, negative side of social media. Don't get me wrong. I mean, what I'm doing is social media based, so it's quite a strong platform for what I'm doing. But I do agree with some of the points where social media can be bad. It can be very addictive, and that's something that kind of needs to be also addressed. I mean, I went on a holiday a couple of weeks ago, and I said I was going to take a break from social media for about 5 to 6 days, and I did. I wasn't on it for 6 days, and I didn't miss it at all. So I just wanted to, mentally, I just wanted to relax and take time out and enjoy myself. And it doesn't hurt to do that now and again. And I rather enjoyed it for a change instead of just being on social media. But like I said, on the aspect of what I'm doing, it is social media based. But yeah, but also if it wasn't social media based, we wouldn't have connected with so many people. I mean, I've connected with people all over the world. I've connected people with all over the UK. It's just insane how many people I've connected with what I'm doing. But yeah, it's just crazy, and we're just going to keep going and going, and that's what we want to do, and that's basically what we intend to do, and keep going at it.
Yeah, it's such a big platform that you can use in the right ways, and you are using it in the right ways. So it's amazing to see how much support you're getting. To have 300 people already involved, that's such a big number, and £8,000 raised. Just think of the help that you've given to people out there.
Yeah.
So you are a bloke. So I'm going to talk about this because I know that mental health is very difficult for men, because you have that thing behind. A lot of people in society think men have to be strong, and if they have mental health they're not strong, but it's completely incorrect. Like, it doesn't devalue a person. So what's your stance on that?
It took me a while to come out about my mental health. It's not an easy subject. I do think that more people do need to open up more. I've always said, a lot of men tend to basically think that they're either soft or they are scared or possibly embarrassed to admit they have mental health issues, or they're struggling. You shouldn't be branded anything. You shouldn't be branded like, crazy or a freak if you've got mental health issues. We're all human beings at the end of the day. We have these emotions. Sometimes it's okay to cry and things like that. I've sort of learned with what I've been doing. I've sort of learned to live with my mental health issues. It's something that I have to deal with nearly every day sometimes. But it's just something that I really, I admit it's not easy talking about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't expect everybody to talk about their mental health issue. I understand if many people don't want to speak about their mental health issues. That's fine. It's not everybody's subject. It's just difficult. I think it's just certainly like a time and a place and when to sort of like admit that you're struggling. I always say don't bottle it up, because if you bottle it up, you'll just feel really worse. It's always good to talk to somebody. I mean, I've been there. I've always spoken to people. It's just good to just talk to people as well, to admit that you're struggling, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it either.
Yeah, so you've always got someone there to support you. I know it's hard to open up to the world, like you don't have to open up to the world, but there's always going to be that one family member there or friend that you should be able to just go and talk to. There is so many people struggling with it, so it's not abnormal. You're not alone. So I think that's very important for guys. A lot of them feel alone because they feel they have to be this masculine person, and if they come out with depression, they're not masculine. But it doesn't do anything like that. Like everyone, as you said, we're human beings. We've all got emotions, and it's not an issue to come out with your emotions. It's not an issue to cry. And I think a lot of blokes struggle to accept that. So it's just to know that there are men out there that are struggling, and there's people there that can support you, really, which is so important.
Yeah, there is so many. I mean, there's like mental health charities. I mean, there's men's mental health charities like Calm. I mean, even Samaritans, Mind. You can just give them a call as well. And, if you're struggling. I mean, I've done that a few times, and it has helped me in the past. So, that's always good to see that those resources are there.
Yeah. And you mentioned that your mental health is something you deal with daily. I think that's also important to highlight, that mental health doesn't just go away. It's not one of these moods you're just having a bad mood day and it's going to go. It's something you do tackle daily. So you'll have good and bad days. There's different forms of mental health. So like you've mentioned, you've got anxiety and depression. There's other things like PTSD, borderline personality disorder. The list goes on and on. So it's important to know that there are those systems out there and charities that support all these different forms of mental health. And there's nothing wrong with you if you have got a mental health issue. You are just a normal person living in the normal world, and reality unfortunately can affect our mentality. And it is a struggle. Like you said, it's hard to come out and talk about it. That's fine. But I also feel just any support, even if it's a doctor, you don't have to hide away from it. So you've mentioned that you take antidepressants. So are you still on them now?
Yeah, I'm still on them now. Yeah, I've been on them for quite a long time now, and they do help me. So yeah, I mean, my big goal is to come off them, but it's so difficult. It's so difficult.
That's something else I think is important to mention. A lot of people are afraid to go on antidepressants. I've spoken to so many people and they're like, no, I'm not going on them. But there is nothing wrong with being on antidepressants, because it's just a chemical mixture in your brain that's affecting your mental health mainly.
Yeah.
I'm on antidepressants. I've been on them for 3 years now. I came off them and then went back onto them 3 years ago. It's not anything to be ashamed of. No. I think that's really important to say, that a lot of people are on antidepressants. You're not always going to find the right one straight away as well. So I think I went for about 5 until I found one that worked for me. I don't know about you.
No, I remember I've been on for years. I remember going on one. I can't remember what the name was. It was the first time I went on them. They just gave me really bad side effects, like really nausea and things like that. And then I've got on to another one now, which I've just been on for, I think I've been on for the last maybe 5 to 6 years now. And the thing is, I was started going down dosages. Like I was feeling okay. Like I'm on quite high dosage at the moment. And I went down a little bit, and I was starting to feel a little bit better, but then I thought, as it was getting gradually worse, I had to increase my dosage a bit. So that was just the way
it's
it was.
Just finding the right balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to come off them, but it's obviously don't come off them straight away. It's taper down, and then sometimes you may just have to have another little lift and go up a dose. But that's fine, because life is always changing. There's always different challenges. And have you ever had counselling for yours?
Yeah, I've had a few. I've had a bit of counselling. I've had it for the last maybe. I can't remember the last time. I had some last year actually. I actually had some this year as well actually. Before going into lockdown. I'm still weighing on CBT, which is obviously quite a bit of a weight, but obviously it's a bit difficult with everything going on at the moment. So that's just something I'm weighing on at the moment. But I would say therapy has helped me. So, it's sort of made me a bit stronger. Also, it's all right to open up. Yes, I know it's sort of it's a bit difficult talking to a complete stranger about your feelings, about how you feel and things like that. But it's just it has helped me in the past.
I think it helps you learn your triggers as well. So before you get to a certain point where you're exploding with your mental health, it makes you learn what triggers are happening, so you can try and prevent it from getting serious. So you do a lot of positive things around mental health. So what's your aim for 2021?
Oh, we haven't really thought that far ahead, to be honest.
Yeah, not with COVID.
No, not really. I don't know really, because we are going to be we're possibly going to be taking a bit of a break in November, December, because we do not expect people to be doing it in the freezing cold. We don't expect anybody to do it in December at all. I don't know really. I think we might just carry on what we're doing. I mean, it's a bit difficult with the new government guidelines saying that this is going to go on till next spring. It's a bit. We haven't really thought that far ahead. I mean, usually in the discussion thing, we usually just plan things. I mean, we're focusing on October the 10th at the moment more than anything. We probably won't go into 2021 until maybe discuss some things in November or something, maybe in December, plan things. I mean, we're still opening. I mean, we're not going to stop posting things, like positive things. I mean, we're still going to be doing that. Challenge wise, I don't really see many people getting involved in November and December. It's up to them. I mean, they can do it if they want. Totally up to them. We don't mind, sharing your videos and things like that. It's just we don't see many people doing it in the cold. We really don't. And yeah, I mean, if COVID wasn't on, which it has been for the whole year, and obviously it looks like it's going to come through until the start of 2021, we'd probably, organize events, things like that. But it's social distancing, things like that. It's just difficult. I mean, what we're doing at the moment, yeah, it's just easier. Just sharing our information, what we're doing, get involved at home. We don't really. I mean, I'm probably still going to be doing podcasts in November, December. I've been asked to do quite a few this month, and I think I'll probably just be continuing doing that more than anything. Trying to get the word out more than anything.
Okay, so we'll end it on this then. So, if you ever want to get involved in this project, because it is absolutely amazing, contact Tom. If it is cold, you've got a bath or a shower at home, just make sure the gunk probably doesn't go down the drain, because it can be quite gooey. But there is other ways to take part. So it's just getting the word out there, even sharing videos that you see, because you have a page, don't you?
Yes, we do. We have a Facebook page, and we have an Instagram page, and we also have a Twitter page, and we've just launched our TikTok page this week.
Oh, I'm going to have to add that then, because I haven't got that one added yet. I'll be following that. I think it's just so important to even share. Even a share will make someone go, oh, actually, I might want to take part in that challenge, or I might want to donate to that challenge. Just any help sharing, even if you don't want to take part, is a massive help to your amazing project that you've got on.
Definitely, yeah.
I think we need to say thank you for you having this project, because it's helped so many people, and you are doing an amazing job.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot.
You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you.
I'll leave you with a smile, and I'll let you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Jess.
Thank you for your time.
No problem.